Well, good morning, good evening, whatever you want to call this. Um, it's the ungodly hour edition. Just got done work, got off a little early. Figured we'd give this a go. Whether or not anybody shows up for this is another story, but alas, there we are. So, as you can see behind me, and box turtle is done. Gotta do some last little test things for some changes I made yesterday. Then we'll give a first print a try. Let's see. Let's get some of our cameras set up. Tripod out. Set up camera so you can see the printer. So the issue I was having on last stream with it not connecting to CAN bus was my fault, as anybody could have probably guessed. So I couldn't remember, if anyone remembers, the what the CAN bus speed was supposed to be. I guessed, and I guessed wrong. So I guessed 250K. It was 500K, so that was our issue. Switched it to 500K, and it connected, no issue. Then went through a bunch of the setup stuff. All right, let's get this iPad going for Stream Deck. What do you do? No. There we go. Let's see if we go over to. No. All right. Let's see. Let's go over to building. Make that big. There we go. Oh, come over here. What's the zoom look like on this thing? Seems like it's zoomed in. No, it's zoomed out. All right. Anyway. There's some nice close-ups. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in. Let's hi. Let's turn the AI tracking off on this. And let's just other way. We'll just lock this gimbal in. center it there. Let's zoom out. There we go. All right. I should probably change so we don't have 3 different blue filaments on here. But we'll do that once we make sure that all the stuff is working. Let's go over here to Stream Deck though, because why my buttons aren't working is interesting. Scene. Small build. There we go. Just chatting, intro, standby. I hear the box turtle doing things. Yay. All right. Looks like the Stream Deck should be good now. All right. Looks like we have 2 people here. Good morning, good evening, whatever it happens to be for you. Welcome to the stream. We are getting ready to have the box turtle do box turtle things. All right. Let's pull up Orca Slicer. Orca Slicer, where'd you go? Are you over here? No, you're not over there. Where are you at? Trying to figure out which one of my monitors and where Orca Slicer is. New window. Seems like you're over here, but where? No. Open. Well, clearly Orca Slicer doesn't want to work. That's fun. But if I go here, what Orca Slicer? There you are, you little bastard. All right, let me there we go. Go Orca Slicer. Somewhere over here is test prints, but over here, no. What is this thing doing? All right, there we go. Device. Seriously. All right. Open up the Safari page. Things just do not want to cooperate. Maybe I need to probably need to reboot computer here. All right. So let's heat the bed up. And we'll heat the nozzle up. We'll try testing to make sure each one of these loads. Put my sandwich from lunch at work that I didn't eat in the refrigerator. When you work third shift, and you get off in the middle of the night, it's 4 a.m. my time. It's like, I don't know whether to have a beer because it's the end of my day, or coffee because it's the morning. All right. Let's go ahead and home this. Now, I found that for me, the best spot on the printer to get filament to load smoothly is up at the front of the 218 your time in Mexico. Well, that makes it a little bit easier decision because 218 you just got kicked out the bar, right? That's definitely still beer time. No, that's wrong. All right, there we go. So anyway, I changed the safe, the parking position to up there at the front. By the way, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here on stream before. Glad to have you. What part of Mexico are you from? All right, let's go ahead and try to load tool 0. Now, the issue I was having was it would over extrude when it was loading and ooze out all over the place. Looks like I'm getting closer. Looks like I need to reduce that just a little bit more. Do a poop over there in the corner. Come over here and brush the nozzle. Kicks the poop off. Brush again. Come up here to the park position. Originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana, but now I live in San Miguel de What are you doing, camera? What made you move to Mexico? Why is my camera doing all sorts of crazy stuff? Oh, it's decided to AI track again, even though I told it not to. Stop it. I've never been to Louisiana. I've never been to Mexico either. I'd like to be to both. I'd like to go visit both. All right. Switch to tool 1. Go do our little cut. Yep, still definitely loading too far in. "8:20 in the morning in the UK. Nice. Well, welcome to stream from Ohio, USA. 12-hour shifts are rough. I did years of 12-hour shifts. Several days, for several months, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, 82 hours a week. Did that for 3 months straight without a day off once. Can be very rough. Do you do like 3 days on, 3 days off, 4 days on, 4 days off kind of schedule? By the way, welcome again. Another new face, I do believe. Our poop and kick is working pretty good. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday days, 3-week rotate. Ooh, that sounds absolutely horrible, man. That sounds terrible. I don't know that I could do a swing shift kind of thing like that. I can barely do third shift. All right. Last one, just to test. And then we're going to adjust the loading distance. All right. Let's go over here to the Box Turtle GitHub and find our test print. Where's the test print? serial info. Download that. Let's go ahead and open this. That is. Let's go over here to the Trident. Discount. All right, there's our. Just out of curiosity, what is it going to? So, 57 swaps. Did you put end stops on your tool head? If so, how many? There is 2. There is one before the extruder and one after the extruder. All right. Let's go ahead and unload the lane. Hey, Down Under Maker. This is probably the perfect streaming time for you. Morning, that mammoth. Am I saying that right? No. This is the rapid burner with the wristwatch G2 extruder and the cutter for the rapid burner. Printing parts for your box turtle. Awesome. Kit just showed up 3 days ago. Are you doing stuff? What are you doing, Down Under Maker? What are you putting your box turtle on, 3D Print Junkie? All right, let's go in here and machine. That's not the right one. Hardware. Let's take this down. I tried it. Nice. I think Trident's probably going to be the best bet for it just because of the poop macro. I mean, the 2.4 you'd probably have, I think you'd end up having to do a purge tower. So we were at 45. They've done a 35. Save and restart. What colors are you doing it? What colors you're trying it? So I'm gonna tell you what. I hate the noise of fans, and my biggest pet peeve is that the fan on this box turtle, the fan port does not have a MOSFET, so it's not adjustable. You can't do anything with it. You can't turn it on and off. It's just on 100% all the time, and it makes a lot of noise. I hate it. All right, let's get the bed heated back up again. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the noise of fans. So I hope that if they do a revision to this tool head board, to this microcontroller, yeah. So my skirts are mesh too. I didn't know Steve did mesh skirts. Black and red CNC parts. Got it from Seaboard. Can I get LDO kits here in Mexico? Really? I don't know how far you are from the border. But maybe worth getting a PO box across the border and just making some trips back and forth to pick up parts. But that all-wheel drive Seaboard Trident looks pretty sweet. That's where I got the skirt models for this from. It was their modified ones. All right. Let's try this again and see if it poops all over the place. Middle of Mexico. Ooh. Well, make do with what you have. You can get some stuff, and that's all that matters. You got what you need to get going. Where'd you order the box turtle kit from? You'd think wherever you got that from, you'd probably be able to get please home printer. I forgot to home you. You would think wherever you got the LDO kit from, unless you... Oh, Triangle Lab has them? Interesting. I'm going to look that up. No aluminum, no AFC. With aluminum. Pretty decent price. I don't know who this is from, but... Oh, it is Triangle Labs. I wonder if they're going to make the enclosure. Jose Ferreira. Good morning. Triangle Labs kits lacking some quality of life parts. Yeah, well. You got to do with what you have. If you can't get the LDO one, I'm sure the Triangle Labs kit is a whole lot more quality of life than self-sourcing it. All right, let's see if this thing poops itself. Seems like it did better. I think I got the amount of pooping dialed in pretty good, though. It just got into the blue from the black. That's a pretty hard change. All right. So I think we're pretty close. Hardware config. Dial that back to 32. Hey, you do what you got to do, man. That's awesome that you've got one. What colors are you printing the box turtle in? Or are you doing it in red and black to match the CNC parts? I'm not sure if I understood that correctly. Let's go 235. And 60 on the bed. Somebody said they were printing something. Down Under Maker, was that you? Said you were working on something? Let's drag our third camera over here. Dun, dun, dun. We'll need this later for when we do. So, if you don't know, later on this afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be disassembling the white and pink, white and purple Doom Cube Micron that you see sitting right there to the left of the Trident on the shelf back there. We will be disassembling that and rebuilding it with purple extrusions inside. The wipe dock they added to the Box Turtle GitHub. I haven't seen that. Is that like a nozzle brush system? White and orange. Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't seen the Polymaker's regular orange, but the Galaxy orange is a beautiful, like, burnt orange color. I love it. I did. That's the accent color on the switch wire. I'll have to go over to their GitHub and take a look at it. Let's see. Box Turtle AMS GitHub. Option parts. Trigger depressor. What is this? Did they change the depressor too? I printed my parts back in like October. Look on the manual, it's linked. What changed about the depressor? Where would I find it General Assembly. No. That's all. Final. Oh, Lord, $90 for a roll of filament. Well, man, I would definitely just get that P.O. box and once a month make a drive. Where am I looking for this wiper? What tool is loaded? Tool 0. Oh, yes, home the printer. Yeah. I could not be happier with how that door turned out. What was all that ruckus? Oh, PTFE tube. All right. You are homed. Will she poop all over herself? Now, do I do this test print in ABS or do I just find some PLAs and load in here? It's going to be a lot faster to get the print started if I do PLAs. I don't have to wait for a heat soak. Hey, Down Under Maker, quick question for you. Do you need to, because it didn't say anything anywhere that I saw. Yeah, it's kind of set up for ABS, but it's whatever. Your end macro, do you need to have it call to unload or will it automatically do that regardless? Oh, I thought my bad. I thought you had yours finished. That's my mistake. And 3x6. T-nuts, just putting all these extra parts where they belong. Yeah, I have that beta Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder that I need to start working on. I spent all my free time this week messing with this. I normally don't even do anything during the week. All right, let's set that to cool down, and let's eject all these lanes. Eject lane 2. Eject lane 3. Jack, how are you today? Okay, so there is a difference between the two oranges then. Oh, actually, yeah, I knew that because the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder that I got, that I tore apart for doing this beta, was originally printed with Polymaker's orange. Jack, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope I can bore you back into sleep, my friend. I can tell you there's a high likelihood of me boring you to sleep. All right. Throw these on the shelf. And find some colors. We've got green. It seems appropriate for a turtle. We've got gray. Steven, good morning. How are you today, sir? Red and blue. Let's figure out where we're going to put all these colors. Steven, in all fairness, you seem to be awake too, so guess we'll make number 1 green. And we've got gray. We can do number 4 is gray. That's close enough. Then we got red and blue. Do that as red. And that is blue. It's absolutely horrible, but we're going to go with it. Up and printing for Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder. A lot of parts for, yeah, no, yes, I do. I just printed all the ones for the beta one. Are you doing the beta one, or are you doing V2? Yeah, Steven. In fairness, I don't know that many of us are. All right, so let's load up some filaments. V2 5-sec kit. Nice, nice. Green. Number 2 is blue. Then number 3 is the red. This is not really very red for red. These are the colors I printed my first Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder last year with. I wish I had printed it in different colors. I printed it in just filaments I happen to have rather than filaments I actually wanted it printed in, and I really regret that. And now we got a gray. Why are you not working? Why are you not working? So is that kind of their version of a Phoenix? I think I may have seen it. Yeah, I was just talking to Jeremy about that. I originally, so when I decided I was going to do streaming, I had a couple projects lined up. I had Box Turtle, which we kind of knocked out in a week versus it taking, you know, this is stream 6. So if we had done it that way, it would have been a month and a half. I've got the Micron. I had the Night Owl, and I had an Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder. The Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder, since I'm doing the beta, I can't do that on stream. Let me move this over here so like I'm looking at you guys versus, you know. Looking up and away. Now, let's move this over here. There we go. So now I'm looking at you guys versus, but yeah, so now I've got the Micron project, and that's the only thing left I have for projects. I really need to figure out what I'm going to do next. I mean, I don't have the budget to just infinitely buy projects, so I need to like get in touch with some manufacturers or something, and manufacturers or vendors, and see if anybody wants to donate anything that they have going on that they might like featured and are willing to take a chance on a small channel. All right. Why are my LEDs not working? What gives? For some reason, the LEDs on the side of the box turtle stopped working, and I don't know why. Some of the electrical is really sketchy, and I was concerned. I warned Modbot about it as he's about to start building his. You're in the same boat, what, with projects to do? All right, let's see what she does. Why? Oh, I know why. Because the IP address I have for this is for when it's hardwired. Yeah, lack of cash and contacts for manufacturers. I don't think the Tech monster should be using a spider board and normal motors. Need more beef, I think. Yeah, big printer like that. I would like do NEMA 23s on the Z. And probably some big beefy like some superpowers or something on the for your AB motors. And then I'd use like a Kraken board or the Leviathan. All right. Let's see what it does. Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. All right. What did I miss? Yeah, Steven. So, there's an updated version 3. It's a little bit better, printing wise. Yeah, you probably want to constrain the top of the stepper shaft so you can probably the bottom too. Do longer shaft stepper motors, and put bearings on the top and bottom. Probably do like 9mm belts, so you can get those belts nice and tight. That's a long running belt. Shit, what would that be, like almost 4 meters or something like that? This 350 is what, meter and a half, and if it's double, so that'd be like 6 meters of belt on each A and B drive. No, 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 no. Wait, wait. Yeah, so close to 6 meters, I think. Jeez. Toe strap. uh, All right, so we've got some issues with this print start. I'm just going to make this go to 235. And if I do this as M109, I think that'll make it wait until it gets there. Yeah. All right. So if I do that, it'll actually wait until it gets to temp, rather than just saying heat up to this and then not waiting. All right. Let's do this. Don't save. Let's go back into this. Go back to print start. And just change this to M109. Save and restart. All right. More stuff to put away. Yeah, there she goes. Now she's not just immediately trying to load filament. 3x16. I did a drawer thing and got all my flying screws organized. Did you do one of the like 3D printed drawer things? Gridfinity? Nice. I've not printed any Gridfinity stuff. I could probably use another screw organizer, but I'm not going to buy one. I would have to try to figure out where to put it. 5 by 16. See, my M5s, I really could use some more room for them. 3 by 6. Because I've got a drawer that's M5 randoms, and it's got like the M5 by 20s, which actually get used quite a bit in there. I guess I could find someplace else for the magnet and the standoffs, and that would give me 2 more drawers. I might do that. I have to look and see if I have more green faces printed somewhere, because I know I don't have that filament anymore, and I don't want to have to reprint all of those faces to make a match. Yeah, Down Under Maker, that's about the long and short of it, isn't it? That's why I've not printed any of it, because it uses so much damn filament. By the time I get done printing it, I could have just bought the real thing for less money and saved a whole bunch of time. Just for shits and giggles, one time I did the math on how much material it would take for me to do a Gridfinity socket organizer for the top of my toolbox. And I want to say it was something like 8 rolls of filament or something. I'm just like, nope. Hard no to that. All right, enjoy dinner. I'm about to eat my turkey bacon ranch wrap that I had for lunch last night that I didn't eat. Okay. Lane hub not clear when trying to load. I don't know if it's paused or if it's doing something. It doesn't seem like it's paused. I need to sort these screws. There's a screw sorter. Hey, look, here's a Gridfinity one. Files. Saw the what with a handle. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to my own speaking, I guess. Screw sorter. Oh, new project. New. Switch wire. Yes. Yes. The fuck? All right. Delete. Try this again. Uh, home, new project. No. Clearly, I'm doing something wrong here. Maker World mechanical bot screw sorting device. All right, this is not wanting to import properly, so we shall move on with life. Download. I wonder, says you can just open file and orca slicer. Allow. Look at that. It worked. That's a cool new feature. All right. this in PLA. What colors of PLA do I have? Blue and orange. Let's do blue and orange. All right. And go over here. And change filament. Change them to slice. Send me a link for this screw sorting device, Steven, before I go printing this thing. Currently, this is my screw sorting device. It's 35. It's 8. These are all the same size. Oh, hey, I wonder if that would work on this. Pull out. This. This. Why? The fuck? Send it in Discord. All right, let me go take a look. What is this thing?
This is my small box full of random M3 bolts, and I want to get rid of that mess. But instead of spending 2 minutes sorting them manually, I will spend hundreds of hours building a device that does the job for me. Let's start. effortless to me at first, it worked surprisingly well. I did some smaller improvements and did some tests, but more on them later. Now it's time to focus on the sorter. I designed it as a separate part so this surface can be printed with this face on the print bed. Previous tests showed me that the little layer steps were problematic. I also noticed that those gaps are too narrow, especially for longer bolts. When they roll down, there is a possibility that these bolts are either too fast and roll over it, or they are slightly angled and ignore the gap. So I made them a bit wider. The last thing to take care of is the container that's collecting the bolts. I want to place a removable container below the sorter from which I can pour the bolts in their desired storage containers. The first concept is unusable. It doesn't hold many bolts and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to easily get them out without mixing them up again. So I printed this, which is as useless as the previous one but bigger. I redesigned it with removable trays and a small tray for nuts on the back. You place them in, pull up this clamp here, slide the container in and push the clamp down to lock it in position. I also added this for measurement because that place looked so empty and I had to test the multicolor of my new A1. Now that everything should be ready, we do some tests. It's important to operate the device slow, otherwise the bolts won't land well on the sorter.
That's really neat. Way more than what I need. I would like one like this that has diameters. Just because sometimes I need to know the difference between an M2 and an M2.5. That one has 2.5, but it only goes up to 30 millimeters in length. Another link. All right, let me see. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I think this one. Uh, Yep, perfect. Thank you, Steven. That's exactly what I was looking for. Slice. Change filament to orange. Slice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'll just hang it on my pegboard back here that has so little on it now that I moved everything in this toolbox. What is this thing doing? Yeah, yeah, I get it. It's not clear. How about you fucking unload? So this I ran into when doing some other stuff on here. And the fact that it will not just unload, and I don't care what you think is wrong, just fucking cut the filament and unload is so irritating. Little tiny heat sets. More little tiny heat sets. I should not have to completely cancel a print because it fails to load a filament. Happy hair for the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. Lets you just pause the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder, do whatever you need to do, tell it what state it's in, and then resume. 1, 2, 3. The fact that it is just macros, there's no clipper screen interface or anything like that, is extremely irritating. You're going to use Happy Hair with your Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder? Yeah, you kind of have to. There's an option to use it with Box Turtle. And unless they do something to make this AFC stuff better, I'm going to run this Box Turtle on Happy Hair. Because this is ridiculous. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's perfectly obvious to everybody who isn't me. And I mean, I'll ask, but this is incredibly frustrating. Upload and print. Yeah. So what really frustrates me is that they said that clipper screen implementation and all that stuff would be available by the time the kits were shipping. The kits started shipping 3 months ago. And it's still not available. The guy who designed Happy Hair offered to work with them, and they said no. That they were going to do it on their own. Do it their own way. which, whatever. But if you can't deliver on it, then maybe reconsider that. The pride is just, I don't know. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to heat up the extruder. Bring it all the way up here. There we go. Yeah, so that's the other thing. So they've got some other stuff going on, but they hide it behind, you need to get a serial for your box turtle before they'll let you have the stuff that makes it work better. Why? Give me the stuff that makes it work from the get-go. It doesn't even think there's anything loaded. Freaking retarded. Yeah, Razor Rabbit Carrot Feeder's been around for a long time. They got stuff pretty dialed in. I'm currently trying to print a test print for the box turtle that's supposed to take 14 minutes. I started this, I don't know how long ago, and then I'm also printing on the Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder part that's supposed to take a half hour. How much you want to bet the part that takes a half hour gets done before we get this test print to even start? Also really irritated that my lights aren't working. So there's definitely some stuff that needs work done to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It still doesn't know. That filament is loaded, and I can't tell it that it is. I need to be able to tell it that a lane is loaded. I cannot even begin to express how irritating this is. All right. See? So I try to load lane and because there's filament loaded in it, it thinks that there's broken filament in there. And if I do an unload, I get nothing because it's aired out. And if I do an eject, it tries to eject without running the extruder and strips out the filament. No, it's because there's filament loaded, but it doesn't think that there is because it got an error when it tried to do it. And when it goes to unload, rather than turning the extruder, you know, it just goes, no, we're just going to sit here and just grind the extruder in the box turtle. Let me go over here to Discord and type an angry message while I'm pissed. All right. There's that. Well, I'm extremely irritated. Most of y'all have gone and moved on, which I don't blame you. I mean, it's Saturday morning at 6 a.m. I'm going to, I guess, take this apart and figure out why the LEDs have decided that they don't want to work. And do whatever, and then we will 3D print junkie. Appreciate you sticking around. We will pick up this afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, working on the Micron teardown and rebuild. I can tell you that with all this frustration, I'm really not inclined to put the Night Owl on the Micron at this point, because it runs off the same AFC software, firmware, add-on, whatever, and it seriously needs some more time in the oven before it is usable. So we're going to rebuild it. I don't think we're going to put the Night Owl on it yet, though. But we're going to tear it down and rebuild it with purple extrusions, which I really like, and go from there. We'll see what kind of response I get from the Box Turtle team. We'll see. All right. If you're still here, do me a favor, drop a like. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel, and we will see y'all this afternoon, 3 p.m. after the Lee Marie 3D stream. Have a good one. All right.